According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way that a BA should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The BA, of course, flies anyway, because BAs don't care what humans think is impossible.
And with that, high-end good evening here in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. So tonight we're gonna have a calm stream, just chilling on a Sunday evening with this beautiful little aircraft, the BAE 146. So let me just set everything up again. Want to have this on autofocus. Drone speed we're gonna put way down. Also, let's get some music started. Beautiful. It's maybe a little loud. How's that? Alright, first let's get the door open here. It's maybe a little bit loud. And get the stairs out. Right. Now the speed is right for Sunday evening. But it's still too bright of day, right? We're in the middle of the afternoon here. Let's go a little more golden hour. That's perfect. And with that, let's have a look at our beautiful BAE 146 in the 146 Professional add-on from Just Flight, which is really my favorite add-on. One of my favorite add-ons, at least. The other classical jet, the F-28, is also really one of a kind, and I enjoy flying both of them very, very much. But I feel the music is still a little bit loud, right? Like this. Good. Let's initially board the aircraft here. Enter the cockpit. And again, we're gonna do things very slowly tonight. Just enjoying ourselves before we head out and do a speedy run through the famous Mach Loop, the low flying area on the British Isles. That's basically all I know. I don't really know exactly where the Mach Loop is located. It's right here. So basically this is the loop. It's marked by roads and or rivers that we have to follow. So we should be able to find it just fine. Right, and that's where we are tonight. Let's also get the ground power connected just to have a look at the card. Let's have a real good look at the plane tonight. Really honor what Just Flight have done with this add-on. As I said, one of my favorites, and I thoroughly love it. Right, so something's making noise. Yeah, you know what. Let's not have this door open. This is where see, this is where the external power card is located, which is just a fancy word for a combustion generator, probably a diesel generator that's plugged into the airplane. Speaking of, let's connect this up. First, let's start our 2 batteries. Get the emergency lights, the no smoking lights, the nav lights on. Also, get the bus ties on, the standby inverters and generator on. And with that, ground power coming on. Galley power also coming on. So for now that is good, and we can start our walk around the plane. I got this fictional livery from flightsim.to. A lot of great free add-ons on there. Yeah, the Thunderbird. I thought quite fitting for the mission we're flying today. And with that, let's start our walk around the plane. Have a look at everything. See if everything is in place and not damaged, as it should be in the simulator. But it's all just pretend. So the nose wheel, really nicely modeled to the, down to the centimeter. Of course, you begin to see the pixels of the textures when you get really close. But like, even from this distance, it's looking really sharp, really good. Like, even places are modeled that we don't really get to see in the operations anyway, like the inside of the wheel well, of the front wheel. And like I described, that's a nice, beautiful picture. That's like a commercial for the T2 ground power unit. Buy one, get one free. And even this detail is looking so cool. Right, so that's running and obviously plugged in into the service bay. What's it say? 200 volt AC electrical connection inside. Beautiful. can also still see the outlines of the windows that have just been painted over for the freighter version. As you see, there's no you cannot go into the cabin because there is really no cabin. The cabin space is accessible from the other side from a big cargo door. So this is all cargo area. We're gonna have a look at that in just a second. Let's get some little stairs out. Have a look at the engines here. Also really nice, really details. The spinner, yeah, it's kind of not that crisp, but yeah, still each individual blade here is modeled. Really, really beautiful. So of course all the lights on the wings are there. And let's just see if we can find them in the cockpit, so we can test them for functionality. So the co-pilot has stayed in the cockpit. That's good old Ruby here. He's our good boy, always with us. He's staying in the cockpit and pushing all the relevant buttons here for our outside check to be completed. So first we want to have the taxi lights on left and right. So that seems to be working fine, at least on the left side. Really, I can't see the difference to the landing lights. Maybe it's just the angle at which they're shining, or the brightness. I can't see it at in this lighting conditions. So look at these reflections here in the engine. Really, really nice. So okay, these lights, I'm not sure. Let's see if we can find them. So seatbelt signs. We don't really need this today since we are just carrying cargo, a little bit of cargo. Runway exit lights. Is these so cool? That's the exit lights that illuminate the space, also to the left and right of the cockpit. So that when we're turning out of the runway onto taxiways, we can see where we're going around the corner. Beautiful, so that's working fine. And we're gonna continue our walk around the plane. Coming here to the wingtip, the front of the wingtip. There's our nav light. Left nav light is red, of course. Can come a little bit closer, take a closer look. Also check if the strobe lights are indeed functional. Which is the case, those are working fine. And also it might get a little bit too dark for the walk around. Let's have a little bit more sunlight. Great, so that's the lights checked. With that, let's come to the wings and the flight control surfaces. For that, of course, we have to turn on some systems, like the lit spoilers, green and yellow. You can already turn on the anti-skid auto spoiler, although it's marked inop. Yeah, let's also get these systems on already. And also the AC hydraulic pump and the power transfer unit that transfers the pressure from the yellow to the green system. So both systems are indeed powered now. And with that we can once again come outside. Have a closer look at the left aileron. And as you can see, as we turn the stick, or better the yoke in the cockpit to the left, First, there's this trim tab here is descending, which will, when the plane is in motion and within an outflow, indeed push the control surface up, entering the plane into a left roll, and also, which is really also looking really cool and nicely modeled. Really, I'm blown away every time I use this plane. Also the spoiler on the left wing, and that's important, only on the left wing. The spoiler is deploying so as to increase the drag on the left side and counter the adverse yaw effect of the roll maneuver. And this is looking so nicely modeled. Again, with the drone camera in focus mode. That flight sim looks fantastic, man. It really has its moments. So let's test the flaps. Come to flaps 18. You can also really nicely hear the electrical motors. I believe it's like a corkscrew driver. I don't know how to describe it. Like a long screw basically that is turned by a motor and in turn pushing out and pushing out the flap surface along a given path that's determined by this guarding rail. I love the look of this plane. Just looks also like a bird with the the rugged feathers sticking out, especially with the flaps deployed. Looks like flaps deployed and gear down. It's like a hawk coming down on its prey. Really such a fantastic looking airplane. Also notice how flaps 18, the first stage of flaps, has significantly increased, the length, or rather the length of the wing, increasing its surface further and thus creating way more lift. And also, how the curve of the wing is continued by the flap, almost seamlessly. Just wanna run my hand over it and touch it. That's just the slightest gap here. And also, this flap is still split in two separate surfaces, and a smaller one being bent down just by the slightest bit. And more as we continue with flap setting 24. Also take note how this mechanism here is modeled. So how is that working? That's just a guardrail here, right? So I don't know where the power transfer is happening. I think it's here, look. There's a screw, there's a motor and a screw. No, let's further extend the flaps, right? Right, this... Well, I'm not really sure what's moving what here. But it's really nicely modeled. look at that. Look at the line, the shape of the wing now. Also this gap here, just the slightest gap, but it acts like, you know, there's still air being pushed through here and onto the surface of the flap. And thus making sure that the airflow doesn't separate here on the steeper parts of the flaps. Which is a neat little trick. Good, with that, let's take a step back here and test the spoilers. Yellow and green spoilers. Beautiful. Also, there really is a whole gap in the wing. The wing is completely open. I think that looks really cool, like this. Like this is just the skin of the upper skin of the wing, just, you know, bending upwards, deploying. Good. Now let's come down here to the landing gear. Also, everything about this plane is so, you know, quirky and different than other planes, which is what I really love about it. So let's have a closer look at the landing gear. Just for a second, admire how it sits on the ground on these massive tires there. It's such a small plane, but it's such a little fatty, such a little bumblebee. So, as you can see, this the thick part here is the main structure that connects the landing gear to the rest of the plane. You know, and where all the load is being transferred, the weight of the plane, onto the tires. And what's actually moving with suspension is this is the suspension, and this can pivot downwards here. So when we take off, you see the plane lifting up from the ground and the tire staying on the ground until this almost, you know, like perpendicular to the ground and way down. It expands quite a way. Like this way, it will extend further, and that also looks really cool in flight when we're in approach, and the landing gear, as I said, is just hanging there like the claws of a bird of prey. It looks cool. We're gonna see that later. And also this mechanism here, this rod that basically man, the technical terms in English, it's a little bit hard sometimes. But you know, you can see there's a pivot point. You know it. This goes up, and this basically pulls, shortens the distance between these 2 points, and pulls the gear in along this axis up here, where it's connected to the fuselage of the plane. Right. Also, that's what the gear bay of the BAE looks like. Nothing really special. We don't have any doors, really. But still, looks very nice. Good. With that, let's check the red beacon light that indicates that our engines are about to be started. Let's check those. So that's working. On the bottom of the fuselage, we're just crawling around in the dirt here. Let's get up, get ourselves cleaned up, and climb on top of the wing to check the other beacon. But that's also working fine. Oh, sorry. Really got a dry mouth tonight. Wonder where that's coming from. Alright, let's come back down. Let's turn off the beacon. Just to not upset the folk on the ground. They think the airplane's about to be started. Right, let's open the cargo bay. We got hydraulic pressure, so that should not be a problem. Nice. Looks like ThunderBAe 2 has come fully loaded. Let's just pretend. We took it over, we have to unload it. Because for the Mach Loop today, we don't really want to have any heavy load on board. Be pretty light. The plane in and of itself isn't really the nimblest one. And we don't want to exacerbate that even further by being too heavy. So let's... no, not 15,000. 1,500 kilograms. 1,200, yeah, just a little bit of cargo, that's okay. We don't want to be too light either. That's fine, let's see how that changed the load. Let's come out to the center. It's not completely full now, which is also a very nice little detail. Like really, everything here is modeled, everything is functional and simulated. It's a bit strange how the sound changes between the inside and the outside of the plane. But yeah, that's really just a minor detail here. Also, I think we can close this access door. Don't really need it. It's of course also fully modeled for some reason. For people like us that just want to chill on a Sunday afternoon, having a look around the plane and then flying it dangerously low to the ground, really irresponsibly. That's what it's all about. But also this provides a really nice angle to see the flap operation. You see the tiny gap there between the flap and the wing. I want to see the flap traveling up. Yeah, so that definitely widens the gap there. But this becomes less and less important, I guess. The more the flap gets, you know, in line with the wing, under the wing. Look. And with that, once again, we have a smooth and flush surface. Look at that. Good, let's also close the cargo door now. Let's come to the back of the plane. And let's check out the really unique speed brake on the BAE. Also, I ask myself, is this a strobe light? It is. Nice. Oh, so the sound was the cargo door closing. I got scared for a second. Good, strobe coming off. And let's see the speed brake in action. This also deploys the lift spoilers on the ground. In the air it will just open the speed brakes. And we could also, if we would have an axis, yeah, I really need a better setup to fly. I want an axis bound to this because we can, as you see, open it without any notches, you know, like just a little bit, or completely open. And this is like really like the brake in a car. You go downhill and you set the brake exactly where you need it to be in order to hold your speed and keep everything within limits. Yeah. So that's really cool. Nicely modeled. Again. Good. With that, let's see the rudder. Check the rudder functionality. So left and right. Seem to be working fine. That giant rudder. Coming up here to the elevator. And also the livery, the paint job looks really cool with the, you know, the blank control surfaces, also the leading edges, probably the parts that are heated in the plane for ice protection, left blank, and the control surfaces. That's really, really cool looking. Good. The elevator, once again, also functions via trim tabs that basically push the control surface. It needs airflow and then it pushes the control surface in the direction where we want it to be. But also, it is seems to be supported by some kind of hydraulic system. I don't know the details of it. But yeah, that's cool. This whole plane is so unique and cool. Good. With us being back here, let's start the APU. The little gas turbine that's located in the back of the plane that will supply us with our own electrical power and also pneumatic power. You know, compressed air. That way we can disconnect the external power unit, be self-sufficient, and prepare to start the engines and get going. But first, yeah, let's prepare the airplane for flight. I don't think we really need the glare shield here. Might wanna screw around with the needle here a little bit, just for reminders, you know, runway directions and such. But really, I don't even know if there's any navigates around. No, there isn't. Yeah, we're just gonna use this map. Like here. So, you know, I'm lazy. Tonight it's Sunday. Let's automatically set the barometric pressure on the altimeters. Let's come back to the tablet here. Yeah, we're gonna leave those cargo doors open until the APU is running. First, finish everything up down here. Just get everything on. Don't really need it, but just in case. Also, let's leave those off for a second. Brake temperature monitor can come on. Who cares? Get the left inner fuel pump on, APU and generator already coming to on. Let's start the APU. And you can hear it spooling up in there. Here's the intake and this is the outlet. Even marked APU exhaust. Cool, so that sounds like it's running 100% at 400 degrees. It's all normal. Computer offline, probably because we're still on... No wait, let me regain my bearings. Let's turn this off. So Gen is on. Cool. That let's disconnect the ground power. Good, APU is running, we got our own power. APU card is gone. Right, let's have a look at the little cargo hold. Really nothing in there. Right, main landing wheel looking good. Oh, we can also check the brake fans here. That help us cool down the brakes after a hot landing. We can turn those on here. And those are working both sides here. Let's assume they're working on the other side too. Good, let's turn those off. Don't need them now. Brakes are at 17 degrees centigrade. Good. Really not much different on the right side of the plane compared to the left side. The nav lights are green as opposed to red. But apart from that, everything else is looking quite the same. Good. With that, we can also... Let's see. We get brake pressure on the yellow system, which is active. The brakes are set. So we can remove the chocks outside. Let's close the two cargo doors on the right side of the plane. Also, let's add a little less fuel. That also seems a bit much for our mission today. Beautiful, so everything here seems to be set. It's also set to trim. Good. How's the weather looking? Weather's looking lovely. Yeah. Seems like a good time for a little low flying. Also going to check the weather in a second. Good, let's get the stairs in. And put those away. Close the passenger door.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check.
So this doesn't turn, which is kind of a letdown. But, yeah. Who wants to be picky? The accurate flight deck is way more important. And that's where it's really at. Good, so how are we looking? Let's get a Navigraph open for a second. Let's open this airport here. Which is, I believe, a military airport, and therefore there's not really, at least Navigraph doesn't have any charts for it. I'm gonna have to cheat a little, use the drone camera to look around. I've been here before, I have practiced the Mach Loop a little bit. But yeah, I guess I still need the drone camera every now and then to find my bearings on this airport. Also, see the yaw damper sign light on. So I push the yaw damper to turn it off. Good, so the wind's at 239 knots, which is not too much. Good visibility. What does NCD mean? Is this no significant change? No change? I don't know. 16 degrees, KNH10, 23, 22 is set. We don't care. Good, so that's all looking fine. Looks like we can cheat a little and use Navigraph like this. What was the wind? 230. So let's probably go to 23. I don't know what this is. Probably an unmarked, unpaved gravel. Let's see. The BAE surely can handle. Good. With that, everything seems to be ready for the engine start. So first, all the fuel pumps, of course, come on. Generators 1 and 4 are offline. Off reset, not offline. Engine anti-ice coming on for the startup. Starter master on. Checking that APU air is off and the packs are off. The heaters can also stay off until after engine start. Gonna need the strobe lights for the startup. We can also turn on the flight deck and cabin fan. Don't really need a cabin fan, right? Good. With that, selecting engine number 4. Let's get the drone camera ready. Let's jump outside of the window and come next to engine number 4 here for the startup. Let's go. So that sounds like 20%. And it indeed is. Get the fuel in. Immediate light off. Beautiful. That seems to be running. Let's continue with engine number 3. Is this? No. Select the right engine. Engine starter on. Let's see what happens if we already introduce the fuel. The engine will kill us for that. Good, so we're waiting for the oil pressure low light on number 3 to come off. Should be the case any second now. Selecting number 2, engaging the starter. There's 20 coming up. Fuel on. Monitoring the TGT. It's increasing, indicating a good light off of the fuel in the engine. And one low pressure turbine also coming up. With that oil pressure low light coming out, start lights out, selecting number 1 and starting. Coming up on 20. Why is the beacon not flashing? Oh, I turned the strobe on. Oh, that's looking better. Good. Red lights out. With that starter coming off, starter master off. Engine NTR is now coming off. All the heaters coming on. Ice detection coming on. Generator 4, engine generator coming on. Engine generator 1 coming on. The hydraulic pump pumps. Engine number 2 and 3 coming on. AC pump going to auto. PTO staying on. All the systems up here are already on. Brake fans going to auto now. That also has to be off. APO air coming on. Pack 1 coming on. I think that's all we need for the cockpit. The freight doesn't have to be air conditioned, but we don't have to set pressure system since we're gonna stay quite low. Or did I not arm the cockpit emergency lights? So that was wrong. Again, for no one, but out of habit. Fasten seatbelt signs on, taxi lights on. This we could turn to 230 for the runway heading initially. Beautiful. Music back on. Good, setting the flaps to 18. Let's get everything ready before we start taxi. Want to get some nice shots of the taxiing aircraft. Let's test this thingamagoo, whatever it's called. Thrust modulation, TMC, thrust modulation computer. Not really sure. Set it to takeoff. Flaps 18. So this is set automatically the limits, or rather the correct settings for the takeoff. 93% N1. So that's good. Also nice little feature, the triangles here are telling us if we have to increase or decrease our thrust. So I can come off the parking brake and just test this real quick. Increase and lights out. And now it should say decrease, I'm not really sure. Doesn't matter. So that's all set and checked. Let's reset here the trim for takeoff. Beautiful. This all should be set. It's also... Let me sit up straight. Head tracking on. Nice. So the warnings also come back on. Yeah, come on, let's set at least something on the glare shield, so it's not sad. Let's come at 6,000, maybe initially. Heading we also set to 230. It's a little bit too loud, right? Like this maybe. About so, 230. We might need it. Okay, we cannot. Why can't we not? Why can't we pre-select? Did I turn everything on? Autopilot master's on, right? It's done. P is in, right. Can I now... Good. Autopilot off. I can't pre-select it. That's new. Again, doesn't matter. Everything looking fine in order. Let's center here. Tablet can come off for now. Let's get outside. There we go. I don't want the camera following my plane, like this. Nice. Get back to follow mode. Come into the cockpit for a second. Let's find our bearings here. So we're gonna go. Oh, I remember this is quite a narrow way, but we're gonna try our luck to get back to runway 23. Use the whole runway. Don't really need it. Let's again set the time a little bit earlier, so we'll be able to see where we're going in the valleys. Cool. Ruby's ready. We're ready. That's a very promising start. Almost exactly 1 hour after the stream started. I think that's cool. Premise was we're gonna take things slow today, we're gonna enjoy ourselves. So we didn't rush anything. I'm okay with that. Step on the brakes just a little bit for a second. So I can correctly set the drone camera here. Set like this maybe. Noise and cinematic. I also want to stay clear of this building. Can't really guess the dimensions of our plane. Can we make past that? Just barely. Right. Now that sucks. It's probably mostly fighter jets taking off from here. Alright, let's get back next to the wheel. Look at the suspension working ever so slightly. Oh, sorry, my mic was off. I don't know for how long. Sorry to leave you hanging. We're just about to be taking off now. I've decided to take off from the outside view. Just for cinematic reasons. Into the sun. It's gonna look very cool. Just gonna set the takeoff power here. In the cockpit view, and then we're gonna go outside and enjoy the takeoff.
TMS set to takeoff.
Let's check.
Power set, en roger.
Good. Let's go. There we go. It comes light on the front wheel. And lift. A little bit back pressure. Lifting off the ground. Gear up. Nice. Flaps up. Let's have about 2,000 feet. I'm going to the Mach Loop, and we're going to do it at around 250, which is unusual, of course. But again, without a fighter jet, we're going to be lucky if we made it out in one piece. But the weather looks to be in our favor today. It's been really bad the last couple of days, where I, got a little bit familiarized with the Mach Loop. Really shitty weather. I mean, yeah, it could be a little bit more challenging, but we're gonna just take what we're given.
Sync rate.
Yeah, that's a good start. Also, we're overspeeding and we're broken. Oh my god, what a noob mistake. What a rookie mistake. Oh my lord. Okay. Good. Let's try that again. The flight will restart. I'm so sorry about that. I just didn't pay attention and I didn't know the warning sound on the top of my head. Good, let's just... Disable, that's good. Let's get through all this quickly. Jogs, wanna set 1,500 kilograms left, 1,500 kilograms on the right. Side cargo, I think we set to 2,000. Left the rest as is. Set the CG. Beautiful. Good with that. Batteries coming on, electrical stuff coming on. This coming on, this coming on. This is gonna be armed. This is all off, cabin emergency, armed, no smoking, I don't know. Enough high intensity, all of that is off. Start the APU. While that's going down, what can we do, what can we do? Can set this, it was 1023, I believe we can set this while the APU is powering up. Man, it started quite chilled. I didn't think it would have to do a speed run today. Okay. So there's APU generators on. All these systems come on. Brake fans come to auto and skid on, not spoiler, lift spoilers, yellow green. DC pump, no, stays off. This comes on, this comes on. Good, let's come down here. Radio's coming on. ADF, for whatever reason, coming on with a radar on standby. Why not? Yeah, damper coming on, brake temperature on. This will stay off a second. Transponder. That didn't hope. Don't hope I forgot anything. I hope I didn't forget anything. That's the way to say it. Also engine anti-ice coming on. Good, lights off. Engine 3. Good, fuel on. Heading set to 230 roundabouts. Good. Number 2. No, start. Wait a second. Like this. Come on, don't do this. That's 20. That's facing the wrong way, that's great. About so. Come on, let's go, lights out. Number 1. I want to turn everything on already. Also, this should be on. Oh yeah, 20. Fuel. Don't forget to fuel. Right, just a little hiccup. But you know what? Let's just for tonight just turn the damage model off. Where is it? Is it in instance failure and damage? Crash damage is already disabled. Stress damage also disabled. Engine stress can stay on. Icing effects also can stay on. Good, so everything is running here. Let's turn you back on, turn you back on, turn you back on, turn you back on. Anti-ice comes off, all the heating comes on, ice detection comes on, APU air pack 1 comes on. And that I would call a setup aircraft. Flaps 18. That changes the trim, that's awesome. Also TMS to take off. This is being set. Speedbox are set. Right, this can come to, well, we know. Tara. Tara's good. 7,000 is also good. I don't care. No warnings except for parking brake related warnings. With that, reset the view. Head tracking on. Let's get rid of the tablet. Let's get out of here. And I guess we're also gonna taxi to the closer runway. I don't want to do the long taxi again. This can also be on. Doesn't need to be, but can be. Hello, Mr. F-18. Where are you going? Come on, you can make a little effort to get out of my way. That's just chaos here. Good. Landing lights on. Let's go.
TMS set to take off. Power set and achieved.
And no funny business now.
Speed alive, both sides.
It's checked.
80 knots cross-checked.
Also checked.
V1.
Go.
Rotate. V2. Positive rate of climb, gear on.
Yeah. Flaps up. Nice. Nice and stable. It already looks like enough altitude. By that way, we can shorten the trip to the low-flying area. Let's get back into the cockpit. See how things are going there. About 250 knots, that's great. It's about 2,500 feet, which is also great.
1,000.
Let's trim out the plane. We want to stay at 250 knots. Again, I turned off damage just for convenience if something happens again. We don't want to start over a third time, but we still want to treat it like a real plane. Don't pull too much cheese in this. Yeah, just have a good time in the Mach Loop. Let's see where we are. Nope. So this basically is the loop. I want to drop in here. So 3,000 feet, 280 knots. It's pretty much enough. Let's get back to 2,500 feet. Yes. Keep the speeders at bay. Come fast, but not too fast. And I think it might already be time to, you know, do the turn, drop in.
Bank angle, bank angle.
You having fun, boy? I certainly am. Oh, and let's see it. There's the entrance.
Sink rate.
Can't really tell you much about the Mach Loop
500.
in terms of
Gear. Too low.
locations
Gear.
where we come past villages and such.
Bank angle.
I know
bank
some
angle.
of the landmarks from videos I
Too
watched.
low. Gear. Bank angle, bank angle.
But yeah, I know we need to turn left before
Too
the
low.
lake.
Gear.
And that's looking awesome. We're about to crash into a hill, that's cool.
Terrain ahead.
Too low. Gear.
Terrain.
So, left turn,
Bank angle, bank angle.
can't see. I hope I'm aiming for the correct valley here. That should be.
Terrain ahead.
So I can't really do all those tight turns. You're gonna come across the hill. And about
Too low.
like so.
Gear.
Still following the river, more or less.
Too
Kissing
low. Gear.
the tree tops here. Come on, map. A little bit. That's great. Lower the aircraft a little bit. Preparing for a left turn now.
Terrain ahead.
Really gotta have the map somewhere else. Please. There's a town coming up. Want to go left before that town.
Bank angle, bank angle.
Pretty much join up with the river. We're not gonna make that turn. Gonna have to make it over
Too
the
low.
hill.
Gear.
Yes.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
Beautiful. Thunderbird.
Too
In the
low.
Mach Loop.
Gear.
I love it. Hope you're having fun too. Easy on the trim.
Too low. Gear.
And I think we gotta go left here. Pretty sure.
Too low. Gear.
That's okay. Wanna be low. Following the river again. Let's have this centered, please. think I need to come a little bit wider to the right
Bank angle.
for the upcoming left turn. To go to the left of this mountain here.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
And then between this dark mountain and this light mountain into the next valley.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Yeah, we can come down a little bit more.
Bank angle.
And then I believe we have to go right. More bank.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Coming up here over the... what's it called? The crest? Don't really know.
Terrain
Into a
ahead.
left turn. And that's, I believe, a completed Mach Loop.
Too low. Gear.
Okay, let's head back to base. And I guess we can do a few more circuits for some landing practice. Can't land this plane for shit, so we're gonna practice that. Get a little bit better at it. On different runways maybe. Different wind conditions. Again, let's see what happens. Let's get home first. You know what? Let me get the autopilot on for a second. Let me have a glass of water. Grab a glass of water. Maybe like so. Indicated airspeed. That's what the altitude. I'll be right back. I'm back. Where are we?
Autopilot disconnected.
Good. Let's follow the beach up north. Find the airfield. Let's see. What's the weather like? Please. Hello.
Sync rate.
Pull up. Pull up.
Oh, there's the airfield. Okay. That's great.
Bank
You never-
angle. Bank angle.
Probably gonna have a look at the windsock with our own eyes. I really need the map. Also, I
2500.
don't really know what the speed
Sync
sock
rate.
is. Let's get the speed back out. Look. Couldn't find the windsock. Let's just turn back to the airfield. Let's see which runway faces
below
us.
205.
Yes.
Select flaps 80.
And gear down.
Speed check below 205. Select gear down.
Let's come back in.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Speed checked below 180. Select flaps 24.
1000.
Flaps 24. Can't even see the field yet. And there it is coming
Speed
up.
checked below 170. Select flaps 30.
Flaps 30. Let's get another set of speed brake out. Let's take
Sync rate.
what I believe to be runway 17.
Speed check below 145. Select flap 33.
Flap full. Let's also get set our speed box. Should be like so. How does that look like? That's okay.
500.
Fortunately I don't have my replay tool on, so this will have to do. At least for now. I can turn it on in just a second after this touch and go. Fat high, but long runway. We don't even care. No puppy lights. Descending down onto the runway.
50,
Speed
40,
brake out.
30, 20, 10.
Ground idle.
Firm landing. Good. Spoilers out.
Yellow and green spoilers.
Spoilers in. Flaps 24. Trimming a bit nose down.
Speed alive, both sides.
Go around power.
80 knots cross-checked.
Please go around power.
V1. Rotate.
Let's go.
V2. Positive rate of climb. Gear up.
Gear up. Great, let's trim. Flaps 18. Set some stuff up here. First, please let me get my needle straight here. Straight up. 170. Staying at 1000. Flaps up. Reducing the throttle already, coming around for a right hand circuit. Now we got a good 200 feet high, so let's drop back down to 1000.
Bank 1000. Sync rate.
About so. 200, so flaps 18. I'm really doing too much stuff at once right now. Let's get back to 1000. Gear down, flaps 24. Field in sight. But the replay tool is running now. So we just might get to see some beautiful cinematics after the final landing. Beautiful, beautiful airplane. Good. Flaps 30. And bring her around. Start descending. Coming back on throttle. Can't see the field yet.
500.
There it is. Maybe next time we're gonna do a left-hand pattern. That way we can see out of the window easier. Flaps full. Keep the descent going. And turning on to runway 17 again, not 15. Again a bit high, just using the length of the runway. We don't have to be too precise here. Also overshooting big time on the center line.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Really nothing to be proud about. Flaps 24.
Speed alive.
And
both
go around
sides.
power.
80 knots cross-checked. V1. Rotate. V2.
Yes, yes. Look at the dust he's kicking up. That's nicely done. Oh. Good. Uncontrolled descent. Checked. Let's come around. Left-hand turn this time. We're gonna keep the flaps out.
Bank angle, bank angle.
1,000 feet. There's downwind. So gear down. Field and the runway is inside. We're at 1,200 feet. Let's change that. Flaps 30. Also we're too fast. Good. We are past the threshold, so let's drop and turn.
Sink rate.
Flaps full now.
Sink rate.
Speed brake in.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Catching the plane. Shallowing the descent. What are you doing? Come around tight. Come on.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Firm again. Nose down. Trim down just a bit. Wait for the flaps.
Speed alive.
Go on
both
power.
sides. 80 knots cross-checked. V1. Rotate. V2.
Bank angle.
Off the
bank
ground.
angle.
Gear up. Boy, oh boy. I love the challenge in this plane.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
There's 1,000 feet coming up. That's enough speed for this flap setting. Again, downwind. Gear is coming down. Already left 1,000 feet. Is this appropriate? It is. There's a threshold. Let's drop the flaps fully. Speed brake out. We're a bit fast.
Sink rate.
Let's come around. Speed brake in.
500.
And trimming for the new flap setting. Seems about right like this. It's a bit shallow on the descent. That's looking cool. Let's concentrate. We're at
50.
a tad,
30, 20.
tad of power. that looked like a real butter landing. So we're gonna come to a stop. Let's have a look at that. Although we messed up the center line, don't worry. Good. How do you look from the outside? Good. So, speed brakes and stuff coming in. Flaps can stay at full. And let's get head tracking off for a second. Second turn my to the left. Going to sky dolly. Stop the recording. And rewind.
Don't sink. Too low. Flaps.
Was very careful.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
How about like so? Play. Beautiful. Let's take special note of the suspension of the aircraft. It's really a work of art. Yeah, again, overshot the center line. We don't care tonight. It's not about being perfect. It's about doing a little bit of butter. That was okay. Good, let's see the other ones.
Don't sink. Too low. Flaps. Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle.
Terrain ahead.
50. 10.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
Sink
I mean, I
brake.
bet it looks cool. I bet. Good, are we flaps down? Hello there, F-18. Yeah, that was a little bit firmer. You know what? Let's keep the camera here. Almost ran off the runway. Let's fast forward just
Bank
a little
angle.
bit.
Bank angle.
Terrain ahead.
It's about here. Can we find the plane in the air? very softly. It should be there. There it is. Look. There he comes. No, that's not working, obviously. Focus on what? Oh man. Where is it? There it is. Let's rewind a little bit more. I couldn't turn fast enough. Too bad. Still was a nice landing, wasn't it? Yeah, what's the time? It's 10. It's only 10. What we do? Well, let's do 1 or 2 more rounds, and then I guess call it a night for tonight. Is that a deal? Let's go flaps 18, taxi back on the runway. So that was the run key. Like this, head tracking back on, recenter. Let's turn around and taxi back to the end of the runway. What we could also do is plan just a little flight from here somewhere else. Let's have an instrument approach. No fly. Oh, and that's the overshooting again. You know, I want to fly into the night, do a night landing. Why not? At least into the evening. Fuel is still really plenty for what we've done. 1,000 kilograms per side. There's traffic again. It's really only fighter jets you meet here. Fighter jets and 1 Thunderbird. Where even is my plane? Let's quickly reset position of this before we overrun the runway. Good, let's brake. Let's turn around. Good, we're all lined up. Parking brake set. Head tracking off for a second. Good, let's see, where can we go? Hide this. Really doesn't look like what's this? Do we have charts and do we have approaches? ILS, DME, localizer, NDB. Perfect. That's where we're going. So let's add this as our destination. Let's add this as our origin. It's 47 miles. That sounds very, very doable. Good. Hey, Warden. Yeah. Let me see. How's the weather over there? 3 knots, Cavalcade. It's really too nice. Trady, so runway 22 is gonna be in use. Runway 22, ILS, DME, what's this? NDB, DME. Yeah, let's do just an old-fashioned IFR approach. I mean ILS approach, sorry. Yeah. Do we have... let's close that. Do we not have a VOR? We do not. It's only localizer. Yeah, but no VOR. We got a NDB. Let's check. 340. Let's at least have the ADF on both sides. 340. 340. Suppose set to ADF, of course, we're probably not receiving anything as of now. Let's go like this. Let's have the fat needle point to the ADF, to the NDB then. I think we can also already set the ILS approach. So that's 2 degrees. And set that on here. That's the wrong direction. 2 1 2. So let me see this heading again. What's the heading? 062 degrees. That's great. Set it here as a reminder and also for the autopilot. 062. Not about so. Altitude select. Where we're coming from here. Initially 25. Yeah, let's go to I don't know, 8,000. We can pre-arm this. Or do we have to... we're gonna have the flight director bars on for that to work. Heading mode is pre-armed. That's indicated airspeed. Also have pre-armed. Awesome. And that's 110.35. 110. 3, 5. Switch that over. So we got the ILS frequency in there. It's perfect. Is that kilograms? Let's please recheck. Kilograms. A ton on both sides. Let's... You know what? Let's risk it. Ton seems to be fine. That fuel used about 800 kilograms. And we flew for a while. Good, well, perfect. So, I'm gonna have a little break. Just about 3 or 4 minutes. Gonna leave you with a nice and scenic view. And when I'm back, we're gonna head over to... I already forgot the name of the airfield. Hovarden. Yeah, whatever. I see you in a second. Good. So I'm back. Let's do this. Let's have a nice view for the takeoff this time too. A little bit more zoom, that always looks better. Oh, like this maybe. Is the focus mode off? Yeah, look at that. About like so. Again, head tracking on. That was wrong. So again, head tracking on. Pocket brakes released, flaps 18, everything's looking fine. Setting the power. And go. That's 80. Hello there. About like so. That was messy. Yeah, because I didn't have my controls on. Okay, I see. Gear up. Nose up. Let's go. What a mess. So, where we want to go? 062, right? Flaps coming up. What a cute little bugger. God, I love this plane. Let's not crash it into the mountains here. God, that flaps always change trim so much. Okay, where am I even going? Am I going the right way? There we go.
Terrain ahead.
Looking good. There we go again with the overspeed. Well, let's follow the flight director, autopilot on. Altitude is pre-armed. Great, so we can relax for a second. How are we doing? We're slow. We're very slow. How's that working out for you? Let's go to vertical speed for a second. Okay, that autopilot. He's the worst pilot that I am. Nice. So, where are we? We're well en route. Can head a little bit more to the left to intercept. But it's pretty much the counter heading to the runway. Not yet picking up the ADF. Again, overspeeding. Yeah, you always gotta monitor this stuff. No auto throttle, nothing. Again, I love the plane for it, but I do make my mistakes with it, of course. Bring up the tablet for a second. Where do we go? E, G, and R. Come on. E, G, and R. Come on. Looking better. So there we go. The NDB has been picked up. 060 heading, so we're going exactly there. Wind is pretty much calm anyway, so it shouldn't blow us to either side too much. And if we see a deviation on the ADF indicator, you can always correct for that, but until then, we're just flying towards the needle, 22 miles to go. Yeah. That's what we're doing. Let's come a little bit closer to the control surfaces here. Maybe we can see them in action by the autopilot, just doing minor, the teeniest corrections. Again, we're in very calm air today, but surely you gotta be moving a little bit. There's really not much work to be done in these conditions. Still, I think there's tiny movements. very, very cool. So where's our approach? Let's see. Let's steer me runway 22. Select that. Clicking through the tablet again. Readjust my position, maybe that helps. There we go. Coming out for 7.5 miles, then turning left. Gonna do the category C aircraft. Let's see if we find it. There should be a C. So 065 outbound 7.5 miles. Coming from 2500 down to 1510. And 8 miles to go, so we can already start descent. Going to indicated airspeed mode. pulling the engines pretty much to idle. And is this the airfield already? Or is this the airfield? That's probably this is the airfield. Beautiful. But that means we have to lose a lot of altitude. Let's see, 220. Coming down in a sporty 4,000, 5,000 feet per minute descent rate. Yeah, it's a Thunderbird. That's looking cool. I mean, we can cheat a little today. We're chilling, we're only chilling. We don't take things too seriously. Let's just have our position displayed here on the map. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Autopilot coming off.
2500.
And we're just gonna follow the depiction here. Passing 2500 already. Looking for 1510. Coming off the speed brake now. Turn was maybe a little bit early. Again, we still have some speed to lose, some altitude to lose. It's all good. Flaps can come to 80 now. It's pitching up. Gotta be careful. An intact airplane is more important than good cinematics. Let's descend further. Got 350 feet to go and 4 miles. So no need to rush, but also no need to delay the descent. Gonna stay at 140. Let's introduce some gas. Now it's about to level out. It's maybe even a bit slow for the phase of the approach. So again, more gas. Plane's leveling out. 5 miles out, that means 2.5 miles to go. And we want to set 140 miles. And reset the speed box here. And after a certain flap setting, this plane really is just a brick in the air. And it's not very well trimmed out, as it seems. There we go, 150 knots, that's looking better. Also a mile to go before the turn, so let's get back to 1500 feet. So there's 7.4, 7.5, coming around. Should have flown the Category B arc. Would have been more fitting for the speed we are flying. Come on, 160 straight. Altitude is all over the place. But again, we're doing a not so sober Sunday night shenanigans stream. So 200 feet more or less, especially more, is not the world. Let's bring around to intercept the localizer. Localizer is coming in, so let's increase our angle of bank. Staying at 1500 now. There we go, pretty much perfectly. On the localizer, 1500 feet, waiting for the glide slope to come in. Runway is kind of inside. I see something blinking, but the low-hanging sun is making it difficult for me to see. But we seem to be pretty centered on the localizer, also at the right altitude, so I'm pretty confident that we're going to find our way down to the ground. Gears down, flaps 24. We're gonna wait for flaps 30 until we drop into the glide slope. Apart from that, I'm pretty happy with where we are at the moment. Good, glide slope appears to be coming in. 1 dot above. Runway is now pretty clearly inside. So that all seems to be very good, very controlled now. We're dropping in. And hopefully end on a good landing. If not, we might have to just go around, have another go. We surely would have time for that. Ended up a bit high on the glide, so increasing the rate of descent, trying to recatch that. We are not yet a full dot deflection away, but we want to avoid going more than one dot deflection. And of course, preferably, we want to be centered. So flaps coming to full now, and we can reduce the speed to our final approach speed. So let's concentrate. No more outside views.
500.
It's a little bit fast. Fast and high is not a good combination. Good, we're on the glide now. Let's not shoot through that. 120. Beautiful. Need to re-trim a little bit for the new speed. But that's not looking very nice.
50. 40,
Disregarding all lights.
20.
Speed
10.
brake out. Hard landing. Flaps 24. Takeoff power. Not like this. Takeoff power, please. What's happening? Abort, abort, abort. Speed brake out, spoiler out, full brakes. What was that? Come on. Come on, brakes. Do your thing. That was close, man. Okay, head tracking off for a second. Yeah, shut up. I know, we're down. It's all good. 600 degrees. That's good. That's really good. Brake transfer on, please. Not sure what that warning was, and maybe I should have gone around anyway. That stop, man, that was too close to comfort and probably the wrong call in this situation. But again, it's a sim, it's Sunday. We're alive and very happy about that, I suppose. And let's see, 619 degrees. 594. So that's the hottest. I guess until there are no bells ringing, I don't really care if the brakes are hot. Brake fans are on now. We're on the ground. That's all that matters. I don't know what that warning was, but sounded serious. I didn't want to risk crashing the aircraft after a long stream without any, almost no incident. Yeah. So I guess we have to turn around here. There's no taxiways. Reset the view. Head tracking back on. Zoom out a bit. Ruby's having fun too. I like to see that. Look at that view. Gotta stop that. Wait. There you go, plane. You did good. Good, let's follow. So where do we park? Apron Beluga. That's not our apron. Apron A, apron D. Well, I don't know. Let's just vacate the runway. Get the plane shut down. It did enough for today. It did very, very well, I would say. This runway exit lights. We can turn those on. So we never stop the APU, that's correct, that's good. Nice. That's looking really nice. It's moments like these, man. Well, that looks like a parking space for my my plane. What's this? That's car park. Yeah, we're just gonna park here. Why not? What's this? Can we get around that? Why are you standing there, bro? Not cool. See that from the outside. Yeah, we can do that. If I could honk, I would. Man. Just come parallel to this plane. Right here looks perfect. That's a little bit fast. Yeah, look at that kitty cat. Oh, that's a screenshot. Beautiful. With that. Do I want head tracking on for this? I don't think so. It's always faster this way. Good, let's turn all the engine pumps and generators off. All the engine fuel pumps can come off. The ice detection and the heaters there can come off. Beautiful, beautiful. Why are you complaining? What are you complaining about? That's off, that's off, that's off. Off, 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 off. Transponder off, yaw damper off. Brake temperature 420 max, which is nice. Beautiful, this can come off. We're gonna leave the fan on for just another second. I will shut everything else down. Yeah, folks, this was fun. We had a lot of fun. Not a lot of realism today, I admit it. But oh, what fun was had by everybody. At least by me. Yeah, low flying is really something else in a big chunk, like the BAE. It isn't especially nimble either, even for an airliner. So yeah, but it performed pretty well in the Mach Loop, I would suppose. Also, circuits are always fun in this plane, and with every one of them, the landings, the feel for the aircraft gets better. So I am always learning And I hope you are learning something too. But with that, everybody, it's been a long stream. Hope you had fun. I certainly did. And I hope to also catch you next time. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching and bye bye.